Davis has been so good all year. Friday, he was at his best, a season-high 44 points and statement win over the Bucks. Great way to start a road trip. Dennis Schroder rejoins the club. His family just welcomed a new baby the other day. It's all good vibes around the Lakers, having won 7 of their last 9. Lakers and Wizards tip-off coming up at 3 o'clock here on Spectrum Sportsnet. The Lakers looking to extend their road winning streak to 4 in a row. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Chris McGee, Big Game James Worthy, Derek Fisher. Brez joining us in a little bit. Allie off today. Mike Trudell coming up with all the goods here in a few moments. Good to be back with you, fellas.
Yeah, good to see you, Geet.
Welcome back, Geeter.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back. Let's get right into it. Big bucket ballers. You know who those two guys are. That's LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and what they did in that game to start the road trip off against the Milwaukee Bucks. They combined for 72 points, 18 rebounds, 15 assists, and 5 stocks. Huge numbers for the Lakers stars in the win. So let's talk LeBron and AD big game. Something I was just telling Fish before we came on air was we haven't seen it too often in these big-time matchups. The two Lakers stars kind of deciding the outcome, taking over, combining for these numbers. They were at their best. We probably haven't seen it since the bubble. Big game, but it was great to see.
It was great to see. You know, they are the leaders of this team. LeBron obviously has been the leader, you know, pretty much his whole career. And now we're seeing the emergence of AD starting to exert himself and be dominant and play the way he's always wanted to play. But when you put the supporting cast around them, that's very important too. That's really, you know, helped them and aided them in what they've been able to do. But it's good to see your stars step up and lead, especially in the fourth quarter down the stretch when you need big shots, making good decisions, and also trusting their supporting cast and encouraging them, bringing them together. You know, they're trending in the right direction, and this is what it looks like when you've been working on trying to put the puzzle together and it starts to match up. So it's good to see.
Yeah. And I think Anthony Davis, you know, he hasn't been healthy enough on a consistent basis to perform this well for long stretches of time. And so, I mean, this is the Anthony Davis that everybody wanted, that played this way in New Orleans almost every single night to give the Pelicans a chance to win. And so to see it now over 2, 3, 4 weeks in the Lakers uniform is really refreshing and exciting. And then, you know, LeBron is dealing with some bumps and bruises with the ankle, and he had the groin issue, but his performance level, we've seen this before, but the two of them together performing this way bodes well for the team, and then like Big Game said, hopefully the guys around these two will continue to find ways to contribute and be impactful.
And really it's great to see the 3 stars all playing great. Russ also having a huge impact. We've talked a lot about his role and accepting that and starring in it, but to me, it's not just about the double-double, but more the winning plays that you have to make. And he did that big game. That play where he dives on the ground, creates that fast break, that's the dagger, that's the win for the Lakers. Those are the type of plays.
Yeah, for a while, I thought I had the most famous dive from 1987. But I think that particular play right there and the timing of the game and the way it just totally switched the momentum, he's really, you know, personified what sacrifice is, you know, willing to go to the bench, understanding what that means for the team, and then, you know, brushing off all the stuff and just playing the type of ball that we're used to seeing him play throughout his career.
Yeah, and I think it's also a reminder that, you know, we don't really care. I have no idea what he shot that night in terms of field goal percentage. And when you're talking to younger players and younger athletes about, forget about how many points you score every time. Don't worry about how many shots you got, what your stats look like. It's the winning plays that make the difference in the win and loss column. That's ultimately what adds up to championship success. So when you see Hall of Fame guys diving on the floor to help put his team in position to win, everybody else should follow.
Yeah, it's infectious. All right, now for more on today's game in the nation's capital, let's send it over to Laker reporter Mike Trudell, who joins us live. What's up, Mike?
What's happening, guys? Welcome to the nation's capital. A ton of Laker fans in here already, as usual. And the one major piece of info, Chris, that we don't have for sure yet is whether or not LeBron James is going to play. He is still questionable at this point after turning that ankle a little bit. Chris Middleton fell on it in that Bucks game. And, of course, that didn't keep him or the Lakers from excelling down the stretch and really throughout that whole evening in Milwaukee. So that's where we started with Darvin Ham. Just wondered, what did he see on the tape and what is sustainable from that game that's also been happening some lately, right? The Lakers 7-3 in their last 10. So here's Darvin on that and more.
Just competing against a team that's that high level of a team. We maintain our competitiveness. We made the blue-collar plays when we needed to. You know, that play with Russ diving on the floor and Bron pursuing him and AD pursuing Bron, like, it was indicative, again, of who we want to be and how we have to play. And, again, that's a hell of a ball club, especially with Chris coming back. That was a huge, huge win for us in this new era of quote-unquote Darvin Ham era. That's the type of plays that we need to make consistently and that we need to have represent us as a ball club.
Darvin, what stands out most with this Wizards team when you look at the scouting report?
Good old Bradley Beal, one of my favorite guys to watch. He's having off to his normal great year. Porzingis as well. Kuz, Flintstone, my man Kyle Kuz. They have a really good young squad, man, and I think Wes is really a good coach, a really, really good coach. And they just, the biggest thing for me, man, they just solid. Like I know they've been struggling here as of late in terms of wins and losses, but you have to play them. You have to come prepared to play full 48-minute game. You can't rest with these guys or take plays off. Like, they're going to make you defend them, and you have to execute. You can't cut any corners. So we're looking forward to a hell of a ball game today.
We understand that Dennis is back with the team and available tonight. How will you use him?
Like I've always done, have him be our tone setter, picking up the ball full court, providing that defensive energy, and keeping us organized on the offensive end. He'll jump. We'll throw him in the deep end of the pool. Like, he's going to jump right back in.
All right, so you heard Darvin talking about Dennis Schroder there, and Dennis, as he posted on his Instagram, just welcomed his third child into the world, a second son, along with their daughter. So big congrats to Dennis. We'll be speaking with him, Geeter, in a couple minutes later in the broadcast.
All right, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Good work. Lakers and Wizards are coming up at 3 o'clock here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Darvin said that Bradley Beal was one of his favorite players in the league to watch, the two catching up on the court a few minutes ago.
Yeah, just what opposing defenses don't want to hear. AD has added another tool to his toolbox there. Last two games, 3 of 5 from three-point range. Obviously a very small sample size, but an encouraging sign for a guy who really abandoned the shot completely last season. Hadn't gone to it much the first 6 weeks of this season, but now got to gear up for this if you're scouting him. He's going to score his 40-plus, and some of those points now, Geet, are going to come from three-point range. So a nice step for him, of course, as if defenses, like I said, did not need another reason to worry about him. And check this out, Geet. Lakers were dead last in the league in three-point shooting. They've been really good the last couple weeks, 26th now in the league. That's not where they want to be at the end of the season, but at least now defenses cannot be in the zones all game long now.
And if you look since November 13th, Brez, they're 11th in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a
right
great
outside the top 10. That's a great stat.
Great little ad right there. 8 games. No doubt about it. And the last game, obviously a big one for them in Milwaukee. 8 guys played reasonable minutes. 7 of those guys hit a three-point shot. Russ was the only one who didn't. He contributed in other ways. But the three-point game is definitely heading this way.
Come a long way since historically the worst of all time.
Yeah. It had to
flip
4 games,
at some through 5 games. It had to. All right, LeBron closing in on another Laker legend.
Yeah, no doubt. Him passing Magic for 6 and assists the other day. Maybe start thinking about where is he in the scoring chase. We've been talking about it a lot. We will continue to do that for another couple months. But as of now, he's 37 games away if he keeps averaging what he is this season, which is just around 26 points a game. That would be February 13th in Portland, Oregon. So months away.
Before All-Star break?
Before the All-Star break right now. He's been on a little bit of a scoring push.
Nike Town?
Nike Town, yeah.
Okay.
And he's really upped the scoring game the last 4 games, averaging almost 30 points, really killing it with threes. 19 threes he's made in those last 4 games. So he's another reason why they're shooting the 3 ball really well last couple weeks.
I know you're a big Valentine's Day guy, so that'd be pretty cool right around that time. Who's the favorite tonight, Brez?
Yeah, a little surprise. Washington, favored by about 3 right now. It's moved a little bit. This one caught me by surprise because the last game, Lakers, giant underdogs, 9.5-point dogs, won it outright by 4. If you had taken 25 of your hard-earned dollars, Geek, and put it on the Lakers straight up in Milwaukee, you would have won about $70. Not too bad.
Not bad.
Good little haul there. I think bettors are still kind of waiting to see if the Lakers can indeed turn it around on the road. They're 3-6 overall on the court when they are away from Crypto.com. So obviously good win in Milwaukee the other night. Can they keep it going here in Washington? And LeBron, as Mike Trudell said, his stat is still up in the air. Maybe that's why the Lakers are underdogs right now.
And Washington, what, 8-4 at home?
Yeah. They're having a decent season, actually. Yeah, better than people expected.
Great stuff, Brez. Straight ahead on Access, Dennis Schroder is back and available.